Welcome back to the Crochet Credits with my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today you're going to work on this simple chevron crochet baby blanket. It's using Bernat Baby Blanket Yarn using an 8mm size L crochet hook just like you see here. Really quite an easy pattern to be able to maintain. It's got a bit of texture and once you get started it's off to the races, and there's really only one instruction to do once you get to row number 2. So here's what the project looks like. You can see it's got texture in it. It's really quite awesome and it's a really easy pattern to be able to maintain. So here's the little chart that I drew. If you would like to change the size of this, if you don't want to chain 86, you can go multiples of 14. So 14, 14, 14, and once you're satisfied you're just gonna add 2 at the end. So the multiples for this one is 14 plus 2. So you can go either way, and we're using Bernat Blanket Yarn today and an 8mm size L crochet hook in order to play. So let's begin. You can either chain in multiples of 14 plus 2 or you can go 86. It depends on what you would like to do. So I'm gonna do the 14 because it's just easier for me because I just need a small sample. So you're just gonna count it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So that would be considered one of the ideas here. So that is down and back up. So if you're not satisfied with the width, continue again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Satisfied, yes or no? Keep on going then. If you're not, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Once you're satisfied with the width of it, once you got to there, just add an additional 2 and that'll keep you in balance. So 1 and 2. So either chain 86 or multiples of 14 plus 2. So let's work our way down the chain. So you're gonna go second chain from the hook. So 1 and 2, just count it backward and go to the back loop or the back hump of the chain, and I want you to place in 2 single crochets in there. So 1 and 2. So you're starting on the top of the peak on the edge, and you're gonna go down. So in order to go down, the next 6 are gonna be 1 single crochet each. So 1 and 2. This is 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we're at the base of the valley. So you're gonna skip the next one. So skip the next chain and then go into the one after that and go into that one plus 5 more. So that gives you a total of 6. So you're gonna go 6 up. So 1 and 2. This is 3. This is 4, 5, and 6. So now we're at the top of the hill. So at the very next stitch you're gonna put in 3 single crochets to allow it to make the bend to go back downhill. So 3 in that one. So this is 2 and 3. So let's go down the hill. So go starting in the next one. Next chain is go 6 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now you're at the base of the valley. So to skip one, go to the second over and do 6 single crochets. That'll take you back up to the top. So what I want you to do is just keep doing that all the way across, and you can see that the bending motion is gonna happen, and I'll show you what to do on the very edge of this. So just go up and down all the way to the other side, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So when you get to the other side you're gonna be finishing in the up motion. So you're gonna be coming down and then back up and finishing. So I'm on the third one going back up the other side. So this is 4 and then 5 and 6, leaving you with 1 stitch left, and the 1 stitch left here is gonna have 2 single crochets. So only on the edges is there ever gonna be just 2 single crochets at the top, but in the middles there's always gonna be 3. So let's turn our work and continue using this color. So it's turning our work, and it's all just now what I'm about to show you is for the rest of this Afghan. The only difference is you might change color once in a while, and I'll show you how to change colors as well. So you're going to just chain up 1, and on the edges like I told you, we're gonna go on the back loop only. So just go into the back loop. So you, right now you see stitches, right? And you see 2 strands, but if you go into the one that's in the very furthest away from you, that's the back loop, and the one that's closest is the front loop. But we're only gonna play in the back loops now. So you're just gonna start off right in the back loop, and you're gonna put in 2 single crochets. That's the edge peak, okay? And now for the next 6 in a row, you're going to just go down. So just in the back loops of each one of the 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 and 6. So now that you're at the base of the peak, last time we were skipping over 1. This time we're gonna skip over 2. So we skip over 2 now going forward when you're at the base. So skipping over 2 and go right for the back loop of the 3rd one and go up. So just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now the next one is the very top of the peak, and it's always going to be the same. It's going to be 3 single crochets right in the same one. So 1, 2 and 3. So let's go down. So the next 6 in a row in the back loops are going to be going down single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so then we skip the next 2. They're at the base, and go to the 3rd one over and work your way back up for 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now that your 6 are in, the very top is gonna be the same. It's gonna be 3 single crochets into that one. So 1, 2 and 3. So I want you to continue that same pattern going all the way across, and then I'll show you how to handle the ends. The ends are just slightly different, but not really that big a deal. So I'll see you at the end of this round. When you're coming up to the very end, you're just still gonna go up your 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got your 6 and you're left with 1 more stitch left. So because it's the end, the very last stitch still in the back loop is gonna be 2 single crochets. Okay, so it's not 3 like it would be if it was here. So turning your work, all the rows are gonna be exactly what I just taught you. So you're just gonna chain up 1 and start immediately in the back loop, and because this is an edge, there will be 2 single crochets there, and then you're gonna work your way down. So the next 6 in a row will each be a single crochet. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is coming up. Skipping the base 2, so 1, 2, and then go to the 3rd one, go 6 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then the next one, because it's the middle one, is gonna be 3 on the top of that. So 1, 2 and 3. So then just go 6 down, skip the bottom 2, and then 6 up and put 3 in the top. Please do that all the way across. I'm gonna show you how to change colors at the end of this row. And now coming up to the end of the row, I'm going 6 up. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then finally the next one is the top one, so there's only gonna be 2. So what I want you to do to change these colors out, it's easier if you just get rid of the color altogether. So just snap this yarn, just trim it, and then pull through. And what I would do is take that tail and just weave it in and out of some of the stitch work that is existing. And when you take the new color, you're gonna go right up over top of this to lock it right into position. And I would go about 2 inches or a little bit longer if I were you. The longer that you can get it in here, the longer, the harder that it is for that tail to fall out. Of course you can use a darning needle if you like to as well. So once you get that done, just turn your work and let's begin the next row. So we're gonna begin the next row using another color. Start with the slip knot, that'll lock it and put it onto the hook, and coming into the very starting one. And we wanna maintain it. We wanna go into the back loop only. when we go to join it as if it was gonna be the green. Sometimes it's a little harder to get started. You just want to get everything positioned in your hands and pull through. There we go. Now it's in. Just pull everything nice and tight, lock it, so chain 1, and in the same stitch I want you to put in 2 double crochet or 2 single crochets like you would have this if it was green. So what I want you to do is lay the straggler down, and even the green one here on top of the line. The green one's woven in, and you're going to work in the back loops going down, going down for 6 like you would have before. So 1 going right up over top of those stragglers, 2, and you're gonna do 3, okay, so that was 3, and then it's 4, and I'm gonna do 5, and 6. Skipping over 2, 1 and 2, jumping over to the third one and going up for 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and at the next one is the top, so you're gonna put in 3 there. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's turn this over and review where we buried things. So things are nice and buried in underneath. So just pull things nice and tight, and once you're satisfied with it because you have buried it, you can simply just trim it out and get rid of that. The starting tail that you're going to have is that I would take it and put it through a darning needle. So if you put it through a darning needle, it'll get really nice and lost in there. So if you try to weave it in, no matter what I've done when I've started a project, it always falls out. So you want to just take this with the darning needle and just insert it in. The yarn plushes really condenses down quite nicely, and you're just gonna drag it through some of the stitch work. So go through once, don't pull it too tight so that it warps your project. So that was once, going through a different path for twice, and finally a third path to get it locked in completely. So once it's back and forth 3 times, you can never have that fall out. Be impossible to almost to pull out that as well. So this is what it would look like if you were to do this, and you can see it nice once you get rid of the loose ends. It looks nice and seamless as you're changing the colors out as well. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as thecrochetcrowd.com. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.